Good morning, everybody. My name is Gabby. I am here with Brodie. He is a part of our board and train program. He's been doing an excellent job with us so far. And what we're going to be doing today is working a little bit on continuing to work on his drop it and as well as his leave it. So we are outside now. Last time you saw drop, we were inside in a pretty low distraction environment. We were in a small area. Outside is a different ball game with him. It's a lot more challenging for him because, as you can see, there's a bunch of different things on the ground out here where we are working. So it's a lot more challenging. So when you get him home, I don't want you bringing him outside and working right away. Okay, I want you to work up to that point. Brodie, sit. So I want you to work up to that point because we want to set him up to succeed. And if we're right off the bat going into an environment that's going to be very challenging, we're not setting him up to succeed, okay? And we want to make sure he's going to. So before I start anything, because this environment is very challenging, I'm going to make sure that I have his full attention, okay? He's checking in with me. Brodie, down. He's able to do things that I ask him to do. Good boy. Free. Because I want to make sure he is ready to work before we actually start on things that are a little bit more challenging for him. Okay. So you can see he keeps looking at that stick over there. Good boy. Good job. So in the beginning, when you're working with him on this at home, you're going to have to use a lot of management skills, okay? So having him on that leash and that harness, even when you're inside, we want to make sure that we're not turning, especially when he has something, we're not turning that drop into a game, okay? Sit. Oh boy. So we don't want to chase him. We don't want to get super worked up and start yelling, anything like that. We want to stay calm. If he gets a hold of something, we want to stay calm. We have that harness. We're going to have that harness and that leash on in the beginning so that if he does get a hold of something, all we're going to have to do is walk up. I'm just going to put this on the ground so you can see. Step on that leash, okay? Step on that leash so he's not able to go anywhere. You're going to take a piece of food. You're going to hold it to his nose. You're going to ask him for that drop. You're not going to repeat yourself over and over again, okay? Give him a little bit of time to think. Give him a little bit of time to process. Because what you'll see is if you give him a little bit of time, sometimes he will actually take a couple of seconds and then he'll drop that item that you ask him for. It might take a little bit of time in the beginning. So you might have your hand out there. Stick with it, okay? So he went to pick up his toy, which is fine. But I'm going to show you when he gets the stick. Now, sticks are very, very challenging for him. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing. I'm stepping. I'm asking for that drop. Okay? I have a couple things in my... Yes, good boy! I have a couple things in my pouch right now. What he just dropped that stick for was a piece of kibble. That's it. Okay? I do have other options in there. I'm going to put this up here for a minute while I talk to you. Leave it. Yes, good boy. I can work a little bit of leave it off of that. Sit. So all he dropped it for was that kibble. But I do have a couple treats in here, a couple high value rewards, just in case I need to use them. Okay. But he was able to drop that for that kibble. And the reason he can do that, yes, good boy, is because we practiced inside in that low distraction environment. We got him solid with his drop, with toys, and things that are a little bit lower value to him before we started working on drop it with sticks. So I don't want you to go home, get a bunch of sticks and throw them all on the ground and work on drop it yet. Okay. I want you to start off where we started off. I want you to start off working on drop it with toys, getting him to hear that word and know, okay, that means I need to drop whatever item I have here. Drop whatever item I have. So starting with something that's a little bit lower value to him. So something like a toy. He does like toys. It's not that he doesn't like toys, but compared to sticks, he would rather pick up a stick. Okay. If he goes to pick up something that he's supposed to, make sure that you're giving him that verbal praise for doing so, okay? If he goes to pick up his toy, good boy, get really excited. We want him to know that when he picks up something that he's supposed to pick up, we're going to get really excited. We're going to get animated. We're going to, interact with him. If he picks something up, on the other hand, that he's not supposed to have, we're going to keep a normal tone. We're not going to get overexcited. We're just going to ask for that drop. We're going to wait. And then once he starts getting better with drop, what you're going to do is you're going to ask him for a different behavior in between. So he goes and he picks up that stick. We ask him for that drop. He does it, but then we're going to call him over to us. We're going to have him sit. We're going to have him go into a down. We're going to have him go to a place. We're going to have him do something else. And the reason for that is, I mentioned it in the last video as well. We want to make sure that he doesn't start to learn, okay, well, I'll go pick this up and then I'll drop it, but then I'll get a reward for it. Okay, so we don't want him to learn that. So as he starts to get better with this and more comfortable with it, then we can start to make it a little bit more challenging and start adding in different behaviors in between. Okay, so let's see one more time. I'm going to throw the stick on the ground, see if he picks it up. But again, I know we talked about this in the last video as well. I don't want to keep putting these items on the ground over and over and over again and having him pick them up, because I don't actually want him to pick up these items, right? So we don't want him to teach, oh, go and get all the sticks, right? So I'm only going to do this one more time. If he goes, leave it. Yes, good boy. So there he went to pick up that little stick. Yes, good job. Because it was a little stick, I asked for that, leave it. I don't want him to get a hold of that. And I put a little bit of pressure on that leash. He came back to me. And then I gave that reinforcement. That's perfect. Good boy. Let's go. Good boy. And you can see he's now ignoring that stick. He knows he's not supposed to pick it up. That is exactly what we want to see. He is doing such an excellent job here. If you guys have any questions, let us know. But he's doing a great job. And we will see you on his next video tomorrow. Good boy, Brodie.